If you've ever felt overwhelmed with working out, you're bouncing between fitness trends, you're unsure who to trust, you're watching video after video, but still stuck in the same place, I get it. Because I've been there, and there's so much info online that most guys just overthink everything instead of taking action. And in this video, my goal is to lay out a clear, step by step guide to go from average to jack so you have all the tools and you know exactly what to do. And the sad truth, most guys waste months, even years, trying complicated routines, random supplements, or copying some fitness influencer on Instagram's workout that they change up every like 10 days or so. And they still look the same, which makes them feel weak, makes them feel frustrated, and makes them feel like what's even the point because they do all this training, but they don't see any results. And it doesn't have to be that way. And that's the goal of my channel is to make fitness simple for you guys. I've said this 100 times and I'm going to keep saying it. Building muscle is simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. You don't need 20 different tips and hacks. You need a handful of core principles, the fundamentals, and the discipline to actually stick to them. So here's exactly what I'd do if I woke up tomorrow completely average, out of shape, fat, or skinny, and had to rebuild my physique from scratch. Step one is mindset. And before you click off this video, understand that this is the foundation. Most people jump straight into what routine, but if your mindset isn't locked in, you're gonna fall off. You could have the best program ever written, but if you're not clear on why you're doing it, you're not gonna stick with it. And consistency is everything when it comes to getting results. If there's one takeaway from my channel, it's consistency. Be consistent. Even with one of the worst programs, you can still make gains if you stay consistent. Every time someone asks me how to start working out, I always say the same thing. Figure out your why first. It could be whatever reason. It just needs to motivate you. Are you trying to attract a partner? Are you trying to build your confidence? Are you wanting to actually like what you see when you look in the mirror? Are you wanting to live longer for your kids? You need a deep reason to fall back on when motivation fades. For me, it's about living a long, healthy, strong life and helping other people do the same. That's what gets me training on the days I don't feel like it. I work out at 4 a.m. before work, and I can promise you there's gonna be days you don't feel like going. Lean into your why. Once the mindset is there, now you can focus on your routine, and a solid program should hit every major muscle group at least once a week, use proven compound lifts, include enough volume, and then a progression model. The foundations haven't changed in decades, probably the last 100 years. Start each workout with a compound movement like a squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, or pull up. Doesn't matter what variation, just choose one. Balance the rest of your workout with what I call aesthetic builders: chest flies, incline dumbbell bench, incline curls, like specific exercises for aesthetics. And I recommend an upper lower split. This can be done 3 days a week, rotating, upper rest, lower rest, or 4 days a week where it's upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest, rest. And here's an example upper day. You could do incline bench press, like a 3 by 6 to 10 for strength, incline dumbbell flies, 3 by 8 to 12 for more volume, wide grip lat pulls, T-bar rows, lateral raises, incline curls, tricep overhead extensions. And you might think that that's a lot of volume for one workout, but the beautiful thing about this system is you don't have to do all that. You can scale back. So you could do this twice, so 2 workouts a week with this routine, so 2 upper days, and then that's gonna add up to you hitting that probably 10 to 15 sets per muscle group range that science shows is optimal. I personally follow like a bit lower volume and I'm still seeing great gains. I average around 8 to 10 sets a week, but I train brutally hard and push myself. So that works for me because I'm busy and I only have 3 days a week currently because of my job. Next is gonna be progression, and this is what most lifters overlook. They walk into the gym, they pick random machines, and they think to themselves like, what weight could I do today? Like, what weight did I do yesterday? And they can't remember, so they just pick some random weight because they don't track their workouts. A routine without progression is just a random workout. You've got to give your body a reason to grow. That means slowly increasing either weight, reps, or volume over time. When you're new, you might be able to add 5 pounds every workout. Eventually, that's going to slow and you start focusing on adding a rep or two. And an example is if you bench 135 for 5 by 5 this week, next week shoot for 5 by 6 or even just one extra rep on the first set. That's progression. That's how you trigger growth because you're putting your body under a new stress and stimulus. You're not continuing to do the same thing because if you do that, you're going to look the same. And I go much deeper in this in my step-by-step course linked below this video, but this is just an overview to keep this video short and to the point. Next is going to be daily movement. This is one most guys skip. We live in a world where people sit all day at desk, in their cars, on the couch. If you want to look good and actually feel good, you need to move more. Get outside, walk daily, aim for 10,000 steps a day if you can. It's not just about burning calories. Walking is going to improve your recovery, digestion, your mental clarity, make getting lean effortless, and you're getting sunlight, which means vitamin D, which most people are deficient in, probably the majority of the entire population. And that leads me to consistency. If you don't stick with this, anything that I just said, none of this matters. Progress is slow, and sometimes you won't see changes for weeks, maybe even months, and that's where most people quit. But the people who stay in the gym, the ones who show up even when they don't feel like it, they win. I've made the mistake of disappearing for weeks at a time or even months because I just, was inconsistent. And every time I came back, I had to rebuild what I lost over and over again. You don't need to be perfect with training, you need to be consistent. As far as nutrition, I keep it super simple. You can't build muscle from nothing. You can't eat like a bird and expect to grow. And you can't chisel a pebble. And I believe that's like an Arnold saying. If you're training hard, shoot for 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight. So if you're 180 pounds, get 180 grams of protein. That simple. The rest of it, stick to whole foods: beef, eggs, rice, potatoes, fruit, almond butter, avocados. For the oils, use olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. If you're going to use protein powder, it's fine for convenience. Just don't replace all your real food if you don't have to. If I had to start over from average, that's exactly what I'd do to get jacked. And if you want all this, the routines, the progression model, the nutrition approach, package into a step-by-step system where you can literally open an app, click your workout, and follow it day by day. There's a link under this video to join the Average to Jack program. It's meant to just take you step by step with no confusion, show you exactly what to do. You'll get instant access to workouts, my community where you can ask questions and get my personal guidance, my meal plans and how I cook, and everything else you need to stop guessing and start finally growing. Appreciate you guys watching. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.